Following poem is called the Jackeroos New Whip, and it is based on a true story. The noise rang around the station and echoed through the creek. If you were having a yarn, you couldn't hear yourself speak. There were jackeroos with stock whips, practising all the cracks, but they never used them when astride their horses' backs. Now all this bloody whip cracking was driving Dick insane. He'd get a minute or two apiece and then the mongrels started up. That's it, he thought, I've had enough. So to the quarters he did drive. And a jackeroo perfected the Sydney flash, just as he did arrive. Now Dick pulled up in a cloud of dust, got out and slammed the door. I could tell that he was angry, and his look chilled me to the core. But he just smiled and asked, "Is that a good whip?" in a quiet, friendly tone. "Too right," said the jackeroo, clutching it like a dog with a bone. Well, Dick just smiled and nodded and asked if he could take a look, as the young bloke's kangaroo hide whip he calmly took. Now the jackeroo was proud of his brand new 7-foot whip. It had a nice long cane handle and a fancy plaited grip. Every night outside the quarters he would practice with that thing. All manner of different cracks he could make those rangers rip. 16 kangaroo hide strands, a master craftsman's piece of work. Normally if anyone else touched his whip, the young bloke went berserk. But this was different, for the boss would shortly tell him that his whip was the best, that to own such a whip, he must be truly blessed. But Dick now, with whip in hand, he quietly turned his back. Boy, oh boy, was he ever sick to death of listening to it crack. With his pocket knife in hand, he proceeded to turn 7 foot into 1, and the jackeroo's whip was 7 pieces when he'd cut and done. And the young bloke was dreaming of flicking flies from off the back of a cow when Dick threw the pieces over his shoulder and said, "Crack the bloody thing now!"